Saturday. Anne Arundel baseball comes here, right?
Yes.
I'll be working on the campus. I think it's softball. All right, I got it.
Do me a favor, see if you can get the starting lineups from both teams if they have them available.
Jose.
How you doing? Let me go with live sets?
Yes.
Okay.
Go grab the lineups.
I got Bradley doing it right now. Yeah, we'll try to. In the meantime,
I do my thing.
what's up? I like it. It's a little better. Richard has them? All right, we'll grab from Richard when he's done. I'll do my little intro spiel. Test 1, test 2.
You want me to go on YouTube on my phone? Check it.
Test 1, 2, test 1, 2.
Oh, there it goes. All right, you're good.
It is a bright, beautiful 68-degree day here on the Catonsville campus of the Community College of Baltimore County as we are live for some softball action as the CCBC Catonsville Cardinals get set to take on the Riverhawks of Anne Arundel Community College. Hello, folks. This is the big man on the mic, Isaac Donsky, ready to bring you all the action today. So excited for calling my first softball game of the season. I want to give a big shout out to the members of our baseball team who did play-by-play duties for our softball home opener against Howard. Thank you guys so much for filling in for me while I was out that day. But it is wonderful to be back, ready to bring you an exciting season of CCBC Catonsville Cardinals softball. A little bit of a truncated season. Not a lot of home games this year for the Cardinals, in large part due to a number of teams from Region 20 shuttering their programs. It's a disappointment, but it happens. That is, in a way, a part of sports. Looking forward to today's game, however, as the Cardinals face the Riverhawks. Undefeated Anne Arundel, it is. 2-0 start to the season for this Anne Arundel team, but they have yet to play a Region 20 game. They were one of the playoff teams the Cardinals presumably would have had to get through past last season, but they were knocked out in the first round by the College of Southern Maryland. Big upset there. Anne Arundel, always a tough team to play in Region 20. Last year, these two teams split their regular season series. Meanwhile, the Cardinals off to a great start on the year, 7-4. They've won 4 of their last 5, looking like a team that could make some noise in the region tournament. The big shock, of course, this season was the upset win over the 8-time defending Region 20 champions, WVU Potomac State College. They took them down in Game 1. This is a team that is loaded with a number of surprising freshman talents that we're going to be taking a good look at on this game, along with some returning sophomore stars, and all of it has led to a very, very dangerous team that is currently making a lot of noise in Region 20. The Cardinals undefeated in conference play so far, so you know they're going to be a tough opponent to go up against. Today's game is going to be a doubleheader, 2 7-inning games. Our first game will have first pitch approximately around 3 p.m. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and take a break while we get our starting lineups all set, and we'll be right back to give them to you as the Cardinals and the Riverhawks duel in a battle of the birds right here on the Cardinal Network. We'll be right back.
Who's baseball play tomorrow? Oh, okay, yeah. I feel like that might be a split.
No, they only got one game.
You didn't let me get him. It's hard to split one game.
Oh, it's not a doubleheader?
All right, first rule of working at the booth, Zubon, always let Richard do his thing. That would have been legendary. I'm mad now.
No, but it would have been fair because I didn't know.
I'm just glad to be back home softball.
Did you play softball in high school?
No, but it was the first game I ever covered, and I was, no, it was the first game I ever covered, and I did, sports, journalism at Towson.
Did you love to say so or not?
I did not go to CCBC. I watched the games online. They neglected to have a commentator, which is a little annoying.
Dude, they didn't have audio until the very end during the ceremony.
Oh,
Then the audio kicked in, and I was like, oh, hell.
Here's my reaction. I think both teams making the finals is really good.
Oh, it is. It is. It is incredible. But it's like now you want more. It's like, all right, we got a taste of what we can do.
Oh, I talked to TJ a couple days ago. He's chopping at the bit.
Hey, he's ready.
He is chopping at the bit.
Oh yeah. All right, let me do my lineups. Cardinal softball on the Cardinal Network is brought to you by the Community College of Baltimore County, CCBC. See what you can be. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for today's contest between the Cardinals and the Riverhawks. So we start with the visiting Riverhawks of Arundel Community College, led by head coach Guy Klingensmith and assistant coach Brittany Nunez. Batting first and playing shortstop will be a freshman from Glen Burnie, Maryland, number 5, Alexis Gardner. Batting second and playing left field will be a freshman from Arnold, Maryland, number 1, Grace Mosloom. Batting third and playing center field will be a freshman from Arnold, Maryland, number 11, Addie Hurst. Batting fourth and starting on the pitcher's mound for today's contest, getting a little tongue-tied already there. What's up? Oh, switch. There you go. Just had to switch up there for a quick second. Batting fourth and pitching today for the Riverhawks will be a sophomore from Pasadena, Maryland, number 16, Kendall Thomas. Batting fifth and playing right field will be a sophomore from Glen Burnie, Maryland, number 7, Chelsea Coleman. Batting sixth and playing third base will be a freshman from Glen Burnie, Maryland, number 14, Riley Gardner. Batting seventh and playing second base will be a sophomore from Pasadena, Maryland, number 2, Jaden Buchanan. Batting eighth and playing first base will be a sophomore from Pasadena, Maryland, number 10, Michaela Blake. And finally, batting ninth and catching today for the Riverhawks will be a sophomore from Severn, Maryland, number 8, Josie DeGeeter. Now let's meet the starting lineup for the CCBC Catonsville Cardinals, led as always by head coach Jeff Galbraith and assistant coaches Jack Myers, Nikki Manti, Sarah Hagee, Abby Hagee, and Mackenzie Brooks. A couple of Cardinal alumni there on the coaching staff. Batting first and playing center field will be a freshman from Halethorpe, Maryland, number 11, Cassidy Barth. Batting second and playing shortstop will be a freshman from Chesapeake, Virginia, number 2, McKenna Archer. Batting third and playing third base will be a freshman from Dundalk, Maryland, number 9, Rachel Cox. Batting fourth and catching today for the Cardinals will be a freshman from Eldersburg, Maryland, number 21, Haley Seaton. Batting fifth and serving as the designated player for the Cardinals today will be a freshman from Fairfield, Pennsylvania, number 10, Sarah Devilbus. Batting sixth and playing second base will be a freshman from East York, Pennsylvania, number 24, Brianna Twigg. Batting seventh and playing right field will be a sophomore from Catonsville, Maryland, number 4, Kaylin Voss. Batting eighth and playing first base will be a freshman from Forest Hill, Maryland, number 25, Elora Edquist. Batting ninth and playing left field will be a sophomore from Baltimore, Maryland, number 8, Mimi Tronk. The starting pitcher today for the Cardinals will be a sophomore from Baltimore, Maryland, number 54, Kaylee Rochelle. If I seem to have a little, if I seem to be hesitating a little bit, folks, the Cardinals actually have two distinct sets of numbers. They have one for their regular home and aways, but they're wearing their alternate red uniforms today, which have a different set of numbers. That's due to a variety of factors, but it's for that reason that if it seems a little, if I seemed a little jumpy when I was doing that lineup, that's why I was trying to connect some of the different numbers. So, just something we got to deal with this season. It happens, but it shouldn't be any problem once we get into the game. So we're going to take one last break, and when we return, it'll be the start of today's contest as the Cardinals battle the Riverhawks right here on the Cardinal Network.
Because our set of reds are an older set, and they wanted 3 distinct uniforms: red, black, and white. Let's go. Normally I don't watch spring training as much. Are you a Yankees fan? Yeah. Is that a problem? No, that's not a problem. Alright, good. I have to check, because everyone right here is either an O's fan or a Rays fan.
I'm not an A's fan. I'm a Brewers fan. So.
Oh, Brewer. I respect it.
I get the other one back. I'm pretty sure I did it right.
Well, they made a switch apparently, so.
Oh, they did?
Yes?
Oh, shit. Let's see. 5, 1, 11, 16, 7, 14, 2, 10, 6 inch, 2 is pitching. Basketball games. That was rough. Were you there? Or were you watching?
I was watching. I was in DC, but I was watching. I was getting more annoyed at the fact they didn't have a commentator. It's like,
Those teams don't have commentators.
we're bougie. Red Sox have got a rally going.
Well, you see, what happened was he handed me the iron, and he said emphasize. I'm cracked. And then I read the email, and I was like, oh shit.
those lineups in. Do you mind if I borrow those? Once you get them in. Thank you, sir.
Later on a Friday night. Show up, I'm gonna do overlay. So I have my lineups up here and my stats.
I know after practice some of them are coming over here.
Alright. Jump some of them on. Jeff wants to do starters then anthem? Okay. What's up? Hey, don't run away without letting us know where you're going. Get back in here.
I'm just commenting after all the part of my friend's crap a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, let me get this guy.
It's all good. We can, we can handle it. I'll just grab a bet. I'll just grab a bet, baseball player when they come down after practice to do overlay for me.
We have an anthem set up.
Yeah, they should. Yeah. Yeah, he's got it.
I'll take that back whenever you're done.
Oh. Yeah, go ahead.
No, the whole thing was, I've been doing the same way for 20 years. If you want to change it, I don't have a problem with that, but don't ask me to change it in the middle of the introductions.
Yeah.
That's what I told Melissa. I said, I don't have any,
Ladies and gentlemen, we wish you a pleasant good afternoon. We welcome you to the Catonsville campus of the Community College of Baltimore County for today's softball game featuring our visitors from Arundel versus homestanding Catonsville. Before we introduce the starting lineups and coaches, a quick reminder that this event is being played under the regulations of the National Junior College Athletic Association Region 20 and the Maryland Junior College Athletic Conference. MD JUCO and NJCAA prohibit verbal or physical harassment of any student athlete, official, coach, staff, spectator, guest, or community member during today's event. Violators of these rules will be subject to removal from the CCBC Catonsville complex. We appreciate your cooperation in being good fans. For your safety and the safety of our participants, please remain off the field during today's event. Restrooms are located at the top of the walkway. Please pay attention to the announcer in the event of any special announcements. Now let's meet this afternoon's starting lineups and coaches, beginning with the visitors from Anne Arundel. Leading off at shortstop, number 5, Alexis Gardner. Batting second, the left fielder, number 1, Grace Moslum. Batting third, the center fielder, number 11, Addie Hurst. Batting fourth, the pitcher, number 16, Kendall Thomas. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 7, Chelsea Coleman. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 14, Riley Gardner. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 2, Jaden Buchanan. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 10, Michaela Blake. And batting ninth, the catcher, number 8, Jocelyn Degatier. The assistant coach for Anne Arundel is Kaylee Hurd. And help me in welcoming head coach Guy Klingensmith. Please welcome the visitors from Anne Arundel. Now for homestanding Catonsville, leading off the center fielder, number 11, Cassidy Barth. Batting second, the shortstop, number 2, McKenna Archer. Batting third, the third baseman, number 9, Rachel Cox. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 21, Haley Seaton. Batting fifth, the designated player, number 10, Sarah Devilbiss. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 24, Bree Twig. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 4, Kaylin Voss. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 24, Alora Edquist. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 8, Amy Trong. And the pitcher, number 54, Kaylee Rischel. The coaches for Catonsville, the assistant coaches are Jack Myers, Nikki Manthai, Sarah Hagee, and Andy Twig. And help me in welcoming head coach Jeff Galbraith. Please welcome homestanding Catonsville. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we ask everyone who is able to please rise. We ask our gentlemen here present to please remove your caps. Please direct your attention to the flag in the left field area as we honor all of our veterans, all of those serving our nation both at home and abroad, all of those who have given their lives in defense of our liberty and freedom. And we honor America this afternoon as we present with pride our national anthem.
Opening ceremonies all wrapped up. Let's get underway here for the first game of this doubleheader between the Cardinals and the Riverhawks. And starting pitcher today for the Cardinals, the ace coming back from an excellent season last year where she pitched almost the entire season. It's Kaylee Rochelle, number 54. Already this season, very strong start to the year for Rochelle. Catching will be her partner in crime, Haley Seaton. Good to see her back. Missed a good chunk of last season due to a hip injury, but she's back in the lineup. First base, the infield, actually the entire infield, all freshmen. Alora Edquist at first. Second is going to be Brianna Twig. Third base, Rachel Cox. Shortstop, McKenna Archer. And out in the outfield, Mimi Trong, Cassidy Barth, and Kaylin Voss. Only 4 players in the starting rotation today were starters on last year's team. Shows you just how talented this young crop of freshman players are for the Cardinals, that so many of them have taken over starter roles, including the entire infield. They're replacing a very talented sophomore class that led the Cardinals to a playoff appearance last year, so things are trending in the right direction for the Cardinals. Leading off for the Riverhawks will be number 5, Alexis Gardner. 286 batting average on the season. 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 hits, 1 double, 2 RBIs. As we get set. Once again, folks, Pleased as always to be back on the booth, back in the booth, back on the mic for these games. Looking forward to what is expected to be an exciting series between two of the better teams in Region 20, Cardinals and Riverhawks. Here we go, game 1, 7 innings. Let's get this party started. As a brief stoppage here, they had to shut the fence leading into the stadium. It was still open. We'll chalk that one as something we've never seen. First pitch on its way, on target for strike 1, and we're underway. 0-1 count. On its way, popped up, chance for action, and McKenna Archer makes the catch for the first out.
Batting second, the left fielder, number 1, Grace Moslem.
Grace Moslem will be up next for the Riverhawks. Still searching for her first hit of this young season. Gets a piece of that one, fouls it off down to the Arundel dugout for strike 1. Nothing but strikes so far from Kaylee Rochelle. Good start for the Cardinals ace pitcher. 0-1 count. That one is smacked over the head of Alora Edquist, and it gets past Brianna Twiggs' legs for a single. We're going to count that one as an error, it looks like. So one aboard here for the Riverhawks.
Center fielder, number 11, Addie Hurst.
As this brings up the center fielder, number 11, Addie Hurst. 333 on the season batting average-wise with 2 hits, including the lone home run Anne Arundel has this year. And remember, these stats are always going to be a little bit iffy as they're strike 1. Anne Arundel's only played 2 games. They swept Monroe Bronx to open the season up, but they had their next couple of contests canceled because, again, Region 20 is dealing with a shortage of softball teams this year. A number of teams have shuttered their programs, including last year's runner-up, Hagerstown. 0-1 count. Fouled off. Nasty foul off there. Actually might have hit the player warming up. 0-2 count. Still Rochelle yet to toss a ball. That one is, well, there's commentator's curse. Down a little bit for ball 1. I blame myself. If you've been watching the Cardinals softball the last couple of years, folks, you know I have a bad case of commentator's curse. It may have just struck for the first time right there. 1-2 pitch. And another ball. Evens up the count at 2-2. Two-two pitch. Swung on and missed. Got him. There's the second out.
Batting fourth, the pitcher, number 16, Kendall Thomas.
There's Kendall Thomas, the pitcher now. 200 on the season batting average with 1 hit, 1 RBI. As that one well inside for ball 1. And Arundel fielding their pitcher as a batter in this game. You see that a handful of times here in the Division II softball. 1-0 pitch. Grounded fair. Tossed to first. And that'll do it for the first inning. Riverhawks leave one stranded as the Cardinals
No run.
get off to a hot start here. And it looks like they're going to switch the error to a hit. So, well, that's a funny way of saying there goes the no-hitter. Well, anyway, we are back to, it's time for the Cardinals to beat up. And quick look at the pitcher who just grounded out. Kendall Thomas, ERA of 3 on the season, 1-0 record, won her only start, making her second start of the year. Pretty excited to see what'll happen here.
Yeah, who knows?
Excited to see this young Cardinals offense in action. They have been hitting non-stop so far through their 11 games. Already riled up 75 hits on the season, 9 home runs. Looking like they're going to be one of the better offensive teams in Region 20. Leading off for the Cardinals will be number 11.
Half of the first, leading off for Catonsville, the center fielder number 11, Cassidy Barth.
That's Cassidy Barth who leads off, number 11. 300 batting average on the season, 9 hits, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. Solid leadoff hitter. First pitch on its way, high for ball 1. 1-0 pitch. That one was a target for strike 1. 1-1. Inside there for ball 2. 2-1 count for C Money, their teammates call her. 2-1 pitch. That one is smacked up and caught by the right fielder. Had to jog that one down. That was number 7, Chelsea Coleman, who made the catch. It's the first out. There's McKenna Archer up next, number 2. 176 batting average on the season. 3 hits, 1 triple, 1 home run, 4 RBIs. Archer out of Chesapeake, Virginia. As she gets strike 1. A 1 count. On its way. That one inside. Archer had to jump away a little bit. 1-1. That one is cracked up. Heads up. And it's going to land behind the Cardinal dugout, it looks like, for strike 2. One and 2. Pitch on its way. That one is popped right up into the glove of the shortstop for the second out. This will bring up number 9, Rachel Cox. 333 on the season, 10 hits, 1 double, 3 RBIs. Another freshman. Cardinals, 3 straight freshmen to kick off, to start this lineup. Showcasing some of the young talent they've acquired in the offseason. First pitch on its way is off target just a bit for ball 1. Partly cloudy weather out here today. Nice and breezy in the 60s. That one way high. Got away from the catcher for ball 2. Perfect weather, though. Around this time last year, the weather not so perfect. If you remember our broadcast last year against Rowan College of South Jersey, coldest game we've ever broadcast here at Catonsville. Negative temperatures, that one. 2-0 count, make it 3-0. And Rachel Cox is 1 more ball away from a nice early spring stroll to first base. 3-0 pitch. Make that 4-0. Cox walks. And this will bring up, next up for the Cardinals, the catcher, number 21, Haley Seaton. 429 batting average on the season, 12 hits, 4 doubles, 3 home runs, 13 RBIs. Has emerged, coming off of IR from last year, has emerged as one of the best hitters in the Cardinals' artillery. She gets strike 1. Seaton missed much of last season due to a hip injury. and has not lost a step in her return. Looking forward to see what she can do this year. There's strike 2. Cox is going to steal second, though, and got it. But Cardinals are also down to their final strike of the inning here, so they need to be careful. 0-2. Pitch on its way. Outside, ball 1. Cox being a little chippy out there on second, taking a pretty big lead. She's now holding it back on the bag as there's ball 2. 2-2 count. Seton trying to work out of a tough situation here. Smacks that one foul down the right field line. Two-two pitch on its way. Ground ball, scooped up by the second baseman, flipped to first, and that'll do the inning. Cardinals get some contact, but it'll remain a scoreless tie so far as we head to the second. We'll be right back.
No runs, no hits, a walk and 1 left. We played an inning complete with no score.
Something good for you? This thing, it says
What? Kaylee Rochelle? Rochelle. What's going on?
nothing. They got there was an error or whatever. Oh, which he ground up.
Then coach wanted it to be a hit.
Yeah, I fixed that.
Yeah, okay.
You know what? You're entitled.
Yeah, it wasn't a hit.
At least they asked.
that?
That wasn't a hit.
No, I was in there.
She could have made that.
I've been watching baseball a long time. Yes, you're correct. That was not
You know what? Their coach is generous enough to come up and tell us. Blue will just come up and change it on the scoreboard himself without saying a word. Walk right back to that. And it's like, okay.
You know what? Here's what I always say. I'm just working. I just work here.
Just work here.
If you think it's a hit, okay.
Leading off here in the second inning will be number 7, Chelsea Coleman, who had that great catch back in the bottom of the first. Coleman yet to have a hit this season so far. One of 5 members of this Arundel team who have been hitless. Again, they've only played 2 games. They're 2-0. So take all their stats with a grain of salt. They don't have a big enough there's strike 1 from Rochelle, who has been locked in today so far. Riverhawks don't have enough of a sample size for us to really judge their talent just yet. We could judge Catonsville, though. They've played 11 games, including a bunch of games against some of the best teams in the country, so we could judge their talent. And so far, they look really good. I'm not saying that because I'm the announcer in general. That one's popped up and will hit the woods. And with that, let's kick off the 2024 edition of Into the Woods Derby. If you've been watching our games long enough, you know that we try to guess how many foul balls are going to hit the woods back there over the right field fence. That's 1. We're going to make our predictions just a bit, as that one is grounded fair, caught by Elquist, and there's the first out. Started doing that our first year here. Last year, it got popular enough that some of the kids on the team started asking how many we thought. As here's the third baseman, number 14, Riley Gardner. Now, if there's one player you got to watch out for Anne Arundel, it's this. Gardner, 662 on the season, 4 hits, 1 RBI. Again, only 2 games, so those numbers seem small, but looking like she's going to be the big breakout hitter here. And hits a foul ball right back at me, so I'm going to zip it and not say anything else. There's strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch on its way for ball 1. It's always a shock when they foul it right back at you. Have a little jump, especially if you're not expecting it. 1-1. That one is smacked right up into center field, takes a couple of hops, and that's a hit. Hit number 7 on the season for Riley Gardner. And this will now bring up
7,
number
the
2,
second baseman,
Jaden Buchanan,
Buchanan.
second baseman, as Kaylee Rochelle stops to lace up her cleat. Buchanan, 400 batting average on the season with 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Another player that you're an Anne Arundel fan, you're going to be watching for a while, watching a lot this season. She and Gardner have emerged early on as the 2 big stars for this Anne Arundel team in the hitting category. First pitch, tried for a bunt, rolled away for the catcher. Oh! Gardner got hit by the throw from Seaton, and she's down. We're going to take our camera off of that. Strike was on the batter. Coaching staff is checking out Gardner, who got hit, I think, right below the neck or on the shoulder. She's on her feet talking to the coach. Looks to be okay. And she will be okay. Scary moment there, but we're back on underway. Riley Gardner okay. Big shout out to her. It happens. And it's a 0-1 count for Jaden Buchanan. As the sun's starting to peek out of the clouds, pitch on its way. That one grounded up right back to the pitcher and gets the out. Cardinals locking it down here, but they got a runner, and Anne Arundel's got a runner in scoring position as this brings up number 10, Michaela Blake, also looking for her first hit of the season. First pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Oh, 1 count. Rochelle's pitch on its way, swung on and missed. Cardinals one away here. Oh, 2 pitch on its way. Fouled up into the fence. No harm, just a foul. Oh, 2 pitch. On its way. Got a piece of it for another foul. A lot of contact here by Blake. Oh, 2 pitch on its way. Smacked up. That's going to roll into center field. 1 run will score, and Anne Arundel takes the lead as Michaela Blake gets her first hit of the season, and it's an RBI single.
Batting ninth, the catcher number 8, Jocelyn Degatier.
This will bring up the catcher number 8, Jocelyn Degatier, also looking for her first hit of the season. And gets ball 1 from Rochelle. One-0, right down the middle for strike 1. Wind blowing right towards the batter. Not going to get a lot of help with that. A little tongue-tied up here. 1-1 as it slapped foul. 1-2. Anne Arundel making a lot of contact here. Cracked up, foul, watch out. And it'll land right behind some of the Arundel fans. Remains a 1-2 count. One-two pitch on its way. Popped up again. And it hits the top of our booth. Okay. A lot of good contact here from Degatir. Kind of knew that one was going to hit the roof. 1-2 count. And high for ball 2. Evens up the count at 2-2. Two-two pitch outside, and it's a full count. First one of the afternoon, I should say. 3-2. Degatir dragging this one out. On its way. Cracks it right to third base. What a catch by Cox. Gets it to Eldquist. And that'll end the inning. So Anne Arundel takes the lead 1-0 as we head.
One left for Anne Arundel in the second. We played an inning and a half.
As we head to the bottom of the second, and we're going to take a short break.
Really? Huh. Wait, how old is he? Huh.
His dad loves him.
I bet.
His dad's one of my biggest fans.
Nice.
I saw him the other night.
In the second for Catonsville, designated player number 10.
Leading off for the Cardinals here at the bottom of the second, they trail 1-0, is the designated player. Number 10, Sarah Devilbus. 267 on the season, 8 hits, 2 doubles. She gets strike 1, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. Ooh, fouls that one back, almost hits a guy. A lot of foul balls have been going all over the place here. See if somebody can get one up through the gap between our protective fence and our booths. We had some person, as that one gets away from the catcher for ball 1. We had one person do it last year towards the end of the regular season. It was the final series of the regular season. It was Tori Batch, third base, starting for the baseman from last year, who knocked one up into the booth. We still have that ball signed. It was the first one to ever do it. As that's strike 3, and Devilbus is set down by Thomas. And this will bring up Brianna Twig, number 24.
Number 24, Bree Twig.
381 on the season for Twig, second highest batting average for any Cardinal players. There's ball 1. Twig's got 8 hits, 1 double, 2 RBIs. A lot of contact, though, and limited at bats, as that one is slapped foul again and goes over the Cardinal dugout. 1-0-1 count for Twig. On its way. Slapped ground, gets past the first baseman. Cardinals got their first hit as Twig makes it to first. And this will now bring up 25. No, excuse me, I got ahead of myself. This will bring up number 4, Kalen Voss. Returning player from last year, cousin of former Cardinal first baseman Felicity Voss. 250 on the season batting average with 4 hits and 1 RBI. Great to see her returning and making the team. She gets strike 1. A lot of returning players from last year's team, but only 4 of them starting today. 2 in the outfield, Voss and Mimi Trong, and then you have the pitcher-catcher duo of Rochelle and Seaton. There's a nice bunt there by Voss. Perfect bunt! Got it! Got it, and it rolls past the first baseman, and Twig is going to make it to third. Beautiful bunt from Kalen Voss, and just like that, the Cardinals got a runner in scoring position. As this will bring up Alora Edquist, the first baseman, 25. 207 on the season for Edquist with 6 hits, 1 home run, and 7 RBIs. Here's a fun fact, Edquist homeschooled. Rest of the only member of the Cardinals player to do so. First one I've seen for any of our sports. It's a cool fun fact. She gets a piece of that one for first strike. Folks, if you see any small insects climbing over the camera, apparently there's a nest of ants that were hanging out in our booth, and they're not too pleased with us being up here. So if any bugs get over the camera lens, that's why. Big shot from Edquist there up into right field. Back it goes. It's off the wall. 1 run will score. Edquist will advance to second. 2 runs are going to score. It's going to be a track meet. Edquist will get to third. They got her, though. They got her at third. But both runs count, and the Cardinals take the lead 2-1. Edquist doesn't make it all the way around. She gets caught at third. But what a shot there as the Cardinals have taken the lead. Mimi Trong up next as she gets a nice bunt and is going to get over to first. Yes, got past her. And Trong's going to hang on there at first base. So 2-1 Cardinals lead. That was Mimi Trong. We'll give her stats when she's next up. Another returning player. Cardinals getting some action for the bottom half of the lineup. We're back to the top, though, as this will bring up 11, Cassidy Barth. With 2 outs, 1 on, bottom of the second. Trong takes off, is going to try and steal. Got it.
Center fielder number 11, Cassidy Barth.
It's the 4th stolen base of the season for Mimi Trong. That's probably what I should bring up, the fact that this Catonsville team, 29 stolen bases on the season so far. 0-1 count. 0-1 count for Cassidy Barth. Pitch on its way. Swung on, missed there, strike 2. Oh, and 2 on its way. Low for ball 1. Cardinals would love to drag this out as much as they can. They've pulled ahead of Arundel both in runs and hits. Love to get a little bit more here in the bottom of the second, and they might. Barth smacks that one up. Second base is on it, though, and that'll do it for the second. So the Cardinals grab the lead off of that massive hit by Laura Edquist.
2 runs across.
We'll head to the 3rd inning, folks. See if Catonsville's defense can shut down the Riverhawks. We'll be right back.
2 and Arundel 1. In the third for Anne Arundel, shortstop number 5, Alexis Gardner, top of the order.
We're back to the top of the order here for the Riverhawks as we enter the top of the third. Catonsville leading it 2-1. And it is number 5, Alexis Gardner, who will lead off here for the Hawks. Oh, battle of the birds on this Wednesday afternoon. That one is bumped up. Nice bunt. And it stayed fair. They hesitated to make a run for it. They thought it would roll foul. It stayed fair. And that is a hit for Gardner.
Left fielder number 1, Grace Moslem.
Left fielder Grace Moslem up next for the Riverhawks. Right decision there by Catonsville, but they all thought it would go foul. I thought it would go foul too, but it just came up short. It landed right on the line. First pitch, Moslem showed bunt, pulled back, and gets ball 1. Remember, folks, this is game 1 of our doubleheader. Game 2 should be coming up around 5 p.m. Thank goodness for daylight savings time. We're going to have enough light to get game 2 in. Maybe. 1-0 pitch on its way. Pop foul. Is it going to hit the woods? No. Yes, it will bounce into the woods. That counts. That's strike 1 and foul ball number 2. That's 2 in the woods, yeah. For our foul ball derby. Didn't get our numbers in. We'll get them in between the innings. Ball got away from the catcher. Seaton good to cover it up. Keeping her eyes on Gardner over there. At first, 2-1 count for Moslem. Oh, these bugs are going to cause some problems up here. Another bunt. This one right on the line. Edquist got it. Gets the batter out at first. Moslem takes a tumble, though. She's okay. That's the first out. Does advance Gardner to second. Oh, Moslem's okay. She took a pretty gnarly tumble there. As this takes Addie Hurst. I think she tripped over the base. I think she was trying to avoid getting tagged by Edquist at first. Oh, excuse me. That was Twig, actually, who came over at first. I think she may have tripped over the base. Anyway, there's ball 1 for Addie Hurst. I've seen a couple Anne Arundel players getting beat up today. Now, who says softball isn't a physical game? 1-0 count. Pitch on its way. Swung on and got a piece of it for a foul ball and strike 1. One pitch. Low. Gardner looked like she might run from second. That was ball 2. Two 2-1 count for Addie Hurst. It's a nice piece of that. Sends it up. And there's foul ball derby ball number 3. Evens up the count at 2-2. Pitch on its way, smacked right to Brianna Twig. Gets the out. They're going to go for the double play. Got it. Double play, Cardinals. That'll do it for the third. How about that? Great play from Brianna Twig. Great throw. And a great play by Rachel Cox at third to get the out. We're going to head into a short break here as we've hit the bottom of the third. See if the Cardinals can lead. We'll be right back. What's up? Yeah, each game has its own set number.
What is that, 4?
We're at 3 so far.
3?
I'm going with 4.
6.
6. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Also,
Shortstop number 2, McKenna Archer.
every game. So far, Edquist is coming. We've made our cases for how many foul balls we think are going to go into the woods for foul ball derby. There's ball 2. I say 4. 2-0 pitch coming on its way. Archer gets 1, and the Cardinals immediately with a runner in scoring range. And this will bring up, right?
Number 9, Rachel.
So once again, I say 4 foul balls, because that's what's really important. No, the game is. I say 4 foul balls, and the voice of the Cardinals, Mr. Richard Keller, our PA announcer today, says 7. 1-0 count. Got a piece of that one for a foul ball and strike 1 off the bunt attempt. As, oh boy. Apparently, folks, according to my telemetry, we are getting a real, that one is slapped up and will be caught. Archer's going to try come home and will make it. Cardinals lead 3-1.
I think this is better than everything.
By the way, folks, I'm looking at the telemetry. If the live feed seems to be choppy at all, I apologize. It looks like we're having some serious lag right now due to some issues on our end. Seems to have fixed itself for the time being. It's 3-1 Cardinals, by the way, if you missed that last segment, as McKenna Archer scored on that sac fly by Rachel Cox. So 3-1 Cardinals, as this brings up Haley Seaton. Pitch on its way. Low, ball 1.